All right, so I've never really done something like this. Really, even in like, well, I guess maybe a little bit in like school or whatever. But I have I got the Jurassic Park books, the first and the second one bundled for Christmas this past December, and I've been like really the first like 6 months of the year I like barely was like reading anything because I just I just had a lot going on and I just didn't want to read after work or whatever. I wasn't really into it and whatever. But then recently I'm just like, I want to see how close this is to kind of the movie. And so I'm like halfway through, as you can see. Like there's my bookmark right here. I'm about halfway through the book already, and I had to talk about that T-Rex scene and the T-Rex escape scene from the pen, and just it's part of it's like my memory of the movie because what I also did is after I read that scene, I went back to the movie and I found a 4K clip on YouTube. Perfect. It's like okay, perfect. I want to see this scene in the movie after just reading the book, and so there's there's a bit difference. There's really a bit of a difference, and um, you know, obviously like the book is really different too. Like the opening, so probably the first I don't know like 100 pages in here. I don't know I don't know maybe not 100, maybe only like 60, 50, 60 pages. Basically they took the Jurassic Park 2 intro with the compies, or that's what the start of the book is the Jurassic Park 2 intro. It's weird because they go to these islands, was it Costa Rica, I believe, and they're like, hey, kids are dying, kids are getting infected, people are dying, people are getting infected, and they focus. There's a baby, like there's a dead baby, like in this book. Like they don't really do that in the movie, as far as I can recall. I didn't watch any clips of the second movie, so I'm trying to remember the second movie. But yeah, they like show like the compies are eating dead babies, like they're getting into houses and eating dead babies and whatever. And I believe it's like Costa Rica or whatever. It's like South America, mid Central America, somewhere around there. Obviously, again, these take place on the island, so I'm guessing it's like Costa Rica. It's been a bit since I read the beginning of this book. So like again, they like took the intro for that, put it for the second movie as the intro for that, which I thought was really weird. Obviously a lot of different scenes. They took out the Stego scene, and they replaced it with a Triceratops, which probably because like Triceratops and T-Rex, especially in the 90s, were like the like dinosaur stars. Like they were on another level. I think at the time they were probably like the most complete like fossils that we had in the 90s was probably those. Well, no, maybe not. I don't know. It's just like T-Rex, Triceratops were just like the top. Like they were the guys. Obviously, like T-Rex, like they're still probably like the guys, or the animals, I should say, when you think of dinosaurs. And so I like that Stego scene too. Like there's a dying Stego, or I'm sorry, not really dying, more so a sick, but he can, they can die from it, whatever. And they figure out like the berries and whatever. And I don't know, like I like that scene. Like I understand the Triceratops scene. Like I understand that. I'm okay with that in this movie, or in the first movie. But I don't know. It's just something just felt something different. Again, this is why I wanted to read the book, is because I've never read the book. I've never read the first one. I've never read the second one. I've seen the movies, especially the first one. I've seen like 100 times probably, and I've actually seen the third one more than the second one. And actually, I'm gonna be doing a video coming up talking about the third movie because it's finally getting respect. Like people are finally looking back and like, oh, okay. And now the Spinosaurus is becoming a big meme and whatever. But we're not going to talk about that because I want to talk about this Tyrannosaurus scene. And I don't know if it's my memory just remembers it wrong, but in the movie, I could have sworn like he comes out and there's more like sparks and electrical and boom, boom, boom. Like, it's a big thing. Like the, T-Rex broke out. Like it was like this big spectacle. Now I'm thinking of like some other dinosaur movie where it like broke through a wall, and I'm trying to remember what I'm thinking of now because I went back and watched the scene, and that like the part where he breaks out, just like literally just he grabs onto the wires with his mouth just kind of like tears through them and walks through. So I don't know if I'm just falsely remembering, like it was more of like a excitement thriller, like, oh my God, like it broke through. Then me just watching the clip today, and obviously like it's the same in the book. Like the book is very like stealthy about it. Like they put a little more focus on like the T-Rex, grabbing the electric wire, being like, okay, there's nothing here, slowly kind of building up to, oh, it's out, here we go, and we're off to the races. Now in the movie, it breaks out, it goes and it's kind of in between the cars and whatever, the Jeeps. And in the book, Tim is the only one that can see him because Tim has night goggles on, and it is pitch black. Now, obviously, it's a movie. Like in the movie, like you need some light, right? You can't have pitch blackness, right? But like in the movie, like Ian and Grant can like see the T-Rex. They're like, oh my God, like he's right in front of us. In the book. In the freaking book, they have no idea what is going on. And the T-Rex goes up to the leader car, which is where the kids are. And then, was it Edgar, are sitting in there. And obviously he flees. Now, in the movie, he goes right to a bathroom. I have not gotten to the part where they show him because it's kind of like a cliffhanger. Like Tim gets knocked out. Like he's blacked out. He's gone. Like they switched to Alan and Alan Grant and Ian Malcolm's point of view from that point, and they're like, oh my God, like what's going on. Something I found, I don't know if this is just me personally kind of liking this idea better, but in the book the T-Rex goes after, there's not really like, it's a little bit different how he goes and breaks into the Jeep and whatever versus the movie again, and they're like underneath the top glass pane that got pushed in on him and whatever, and T-Rex is slowly like breaking it with his jaws. This one he kind of just like picks up the Jeep. He's kind of like digging into it, not like digging into it, but like using his teeth to kind of like figure it out. Like in the movie, like it flips over before he does that. Like this is like the Jeep's upright in the book, unless I misinterpret it. Maybe I misinterpret it, because again now I have the movie in my mind, so I'm trying to like, okay, so this is how the movie portrayed it. Is this how it's supposed to be? So I'm trying to like block out the movie and be like, okay, this is how it's written in the book. This is, so again, maybe I misinterpreted it because I have, both stuck in my mind now. But Lexi and Tim are in the front one. They're getting, T-Rex is, I want to say curious. I like the word curious for that. Because obviously it's been in a pen and now it's just open up into a new area or whatever. The goat gets eaten earlier in the book, and then you kind of circle back to it, or you don't really circle back to it, but you circle back to the T-Rex obviously, because they go T-Rex and they start talking about other stuff, and then it's like, oh, okay, power's out now, let's go back to T-Rex here or whatever, and get the whole scene. And so they're there. Edgar runs off. He disappears in the book for now. Again, I have not gotten to his death. I guess I shouldn't. Like, I don't know if he. Again, I've read the scene, and then I don't know. I'm assuming he died. Maybe he dies in the bathroom. I don't know. I really don't know. I guess I haven't gotten to that part yet. But he runs off. He disappears into the woods there. Versus a bathroom, which is right next to the Jeeps where they're stopped in the movie. And they're fighting, and Grant is radioing, trying to radio up to where the kids are in the front Jeep. It's like, hey, like, what's going on? Like, we can't see anything. We don't know what's going on. Blah 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 blah. They can only kind of hear stuff and whatever. But Grant does not get out of the truck or out of the Jeep to do the flare. Ian does not get out to do his flare and whatever. Like, that's. I don't know which scene, like which version I like better of it, because I like both versions of it. I like because in the book it's like, hey, they're helpless, they're humans, like this thing's 3 stories tall or whatever, like kind of exaggerating a little bit, but it's like, okay, like they're stuck, they don't know what's going on, they can't see because it's pitch black, like all the lights are off, everything's off, they don't know what's going on, and the only way they know anything is because there's lightning, just like quick flash, quick flash, quick flash. It's like, okay. Versus obviously, it's way lighter in the movie, obviously, and it's like, okay, well, we got to save the kids. Like, we can't just sit here. So, it's like, both of them kind of do their thing and whatever. And I saw a comment today when I was looking at the comment section under the scene of the movie, and it didn't click right away. But when I saw this comment, it said that after Grant lit his flare and tossed it back into the T-Rex cage, and Ian lights his flare and kind of runs away with it. It's like, hey, like he's thinking of the kids. He's thinking, okay, what if Grant's flare fails and he just turns around and just eats them all right there. So that's why like Ian runs off in the scene, runs away from the kids, from the vehicles and whatever, and has the T-Rex chasing them. And I'm like, I didn't think about that, and that's my first time thinking about that. I'm like, that's like really interesting. But in the movie or in the book, like he's kind of a different character. Like I love Jeff Goldblum's portrayal of Ian in the movie or whatever. But like in the book, he's just like, okay, yeah, like what are we gonna do? Like we can't do anything. Like do you see that? Like that's why this it should say extinct. Like don't you agree, Grant? Or I think Grant says it should say extinct. Whatever. They're both like yeah, like this thing should not be here. Because we're powerless against it. So I like both dynamics of both, Spielberg's movie adaptation and then obviously the book here. But yeah, it's just like the book is just like, okay, well, we can't do anything. Lexi falls out of the truck, which is different in the movie because obviously the T-Rex like squashes it down into the mud. And then Grant is able to pull Lexi out, but Tim is pinned underneath. And then obviously they go, falling. He goes falling over the edge into the pen, into a pen. In the book, it's left more up to interpretation of where. Like again, I'm still reading through it. Like I'm halfway through. I'm just looking at this scene specifically. And obviously, like the beginning of the book is just like way different. It's like, oh my god, like I really like the beginning of the book. I really like, yes, like it takes a while to kind of set up. But anyway, point is, I'll probably do like a full review of the book when I'm done with it reading. But it's like the T-Rex just kind of like wags it around in its mouth, throws it around in its mouth, and then it kind of like tosses it off to the side or whatever. Into some palm trees. I think it was palm trees specifically is what the car goes into, or the Jeep goes into. If I remember correctly, I think it was specifically palm trees. So like again, a little different, falling into a pen versus like getting tossed. So Tim just blacked out. Like he's he's down for the count. He doesn't know what's going on. Like he's just out. Lexi is somewhere. In the book, they specifically have the T-Rex is kind of like looking down, and they're like, is it eating her? Is that her on the ground? Because Ian and Grant, Alan Grant, don't know. Like I said, they don't know. So they hear this thing getting tossed, but they're like, what's going on? Are the kids getting eaten right now? Like what? Huh? And then after that, then the T-Rex goes for the other vehicle. There's no spotlight in the book version. It's just kind of like the T-Rex just kind of knows, like, or senses something's there. Again, they have light because it's a movie, because like you gotta think pitch blackness versus like a movie darkness are like way opposite spectrums. So obviously, like in the movie they're like, hey, like don't move. It's based off of sight. Which we know now in the real world, the T-Rex did not care if you stood still or you were running. It was going to eat you, and it was going to eat that guy first that was standing still, because he listened to Jurassic Park logic. But like this scene again, like with how different it kind of is, like I just like I enjoyed it, like watching the movie version and just being like, yeah, like the movie version is a horror. The first one is a horror. Like I was born in 2000, so I didn't get to experience the first two movies at all. Like I was really young when the third movie came out, and I think I watched that. I don't know, like I probably watched that in like 2004 is like my first memory of. I don't know. Like I watched them all. Like again, I used to watch them all as a kid and whatever. So I wish I could have experienced like in the theater in 1993 um Jurassic Park, like what people would have thought, how like scary that must have been. Be like, oh my god, like dinosaurs are back, like it's gonna eat the kids, it's gonna eat the kids. So I don't know, like I love both versions, and again, this is why I wanted I wanted the books, and I was like planning on getting them anyway. So I'm really excited to read well, the Dilophosaurus scene. So I know a bit about the books because I've seen videos on the books. Obviously, these are what, like 30 years old, 35 years old or something. Like the books are old, obviously. Like that's what I based the movie off of. Like, you know, so the books are old, but like the Dilophosaurus scene, I don't remember much from the videos about like how the end battle. Like I don't remember much of that from the book. So I'm excited to kind of read that and try to kind of go in blind to that. And then I'm excited to read the second book because it seems like the second book is probably like way, way, way different than the movie. Um, I don't remember much about the second book. Like I just remember, watching like, scenes like people would draw like scenes like the Dilophosaurus scene, like someone drew that. And I won't for whatever reason, if you haven't read the book, I won't like say much about it, but the way they drew the Dilophosaurus scene, like as a picture, was just horrifying. And I'm just like, oh, I gotta read that. So I'm excited for that. And then I just want to, see what the second book is really, how different it is from the movie. And like the second movie for me is down there with like most of the Jurassic World movies. Like I would have 1, 3, and then like I might put like the first Jurassic World over Lost World, the second Jurassic Park movie, and then the rest of Jurassic World is down there. I haven't even seen Rebirth, but I've heard like a lot of bad reviews about Rebirth, so I am gonna see it. I'll eventually see it, but just not as excited as I would be, if this was, a good movie, or if a lot of people were, praising the movie or whatever. But so yeah, again, like I'll probably do, like when I finish this book, I'll probably do like a full review of it, full review of everything, kind of talk about everything, a lot of differences from the movie and whatever. And then couple months from now, I'll probably do, I might honestly, like with how I did halfway, what I might do is I might do halfway through the Lost World book, do that like I'm doing this, and then make another video after that when I get to the end of that book, and then again talk about that. Because what I'm gonna do is after I finish the first book, I'm planning on just gonna go back and watch the first movie, and just so I can remember a lot of the scenes, because right now the book's fresh in my mind. So when I finish, in the next couple of weeks or whatever, if I get it, like if I really want to, I could probably finish by next weekend, or, whatever. If it might be 2 weeks from now, I just don't know. But I'm definitely going to go back and watch the movie. And then again, I'm going to start the second book, and then going to watch the second movie again. I wonder if there's like a Spinosaurus in the second book or not, because I'm trying to remember if JP3 had anything to do with the second book, and I don't know. Again, that's for the future. That's for me to figure out in the future. But yeah, this like T-Rex scene, which in like the movie version, like this is one of the most consequential scenes like in cinema history. Is this T-Rex breaking out and basically like dismantling a Jeep, and like Jurassic Park as a whole, like the first movie is like a turn, like you round the corner and cinema has changed, and this is why. And part of that is the animatronics of the dinosaur animatronics, like how good they still look. Like go watch this movie in 4K. It is beautiful. Just this scene alone of the T-Rex escape was so beautiful. Even now, again, 30 years later, was it like 32 years ago or whatever is when the movie came out? Um, it's just insane to just look back at this movie and be like, this was in the early 1990s. This was like, this is probably my favorite Spielberg film, like all time. Like, it's this is up there. Like, it's probably like the best. He was the perfect casting for the director for this film. They just nailed it. He knew what he was doing. Again, he took liberties and changed some things and whatever. But like I thought, I like what he did with the movie version of this scene. Like obviously the book version just got me thinking like, oh my God, like imagine being pitch black in the middle of a forest and like there's a bear around or something like, or imagine going to a Jurassic Park in the real world. Power goes out and you stop by the T-Rex enclosure and it's like, oh shit. Like, oh, I can't imagine like just to get like to pick the author's mind to be like, okay, where were you in a state of mind when you wrote this scene? Did you think it was going to be this big when they, adapted it to a movie? Like, oh. So yeah, again, I'm halfway through. And we're gonna. I can't wait for that Dilophosaurus scene. That the Dilo scene is gonna be like, I know about it. I'm trying to like push it out of my mind because I want to read about it. But that image of that, the hand drawn image that someone did. I think it's been like 4 or 5 years since I saw the video, but it's just so good. It's just stuck in my brain. So yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here. I am going to probably not tonight read more, but again, throughout the week, throughout next week, and I'm gonna go read more of this book, try to finish it up here soon. Watch the movie here soon again, and again, we'll talk about the movie, we'll talk about the book as a whole. And again, I'm gonna go more in depth in that second half because again, I kind of talked about the start here. I'll talk about the start again when I finish the book too. But I like it's different, but it's like still as good. Like I got a lot of movie scenes in my mind. It's like, oh yeah. And then obviously the characters, like the casting, like it's stuck in my mind. So like they could have described, some characters differently or whatever. It's just like, okay, well I still see, Jeff Goldblum as Ian Malcolm. Like, like you can't change my mind. I'm sorry. Like that's just what's in my mind now when I'm reading the book. So yeah. So without further ado, I'm getting on out of here. If you read the book, let me know your thoughts. Again, you can, if you want to, don't try to spoil too much. Again, like I don't remember every single detail from the book, which is why, again, I wanted to read it. But if you want to talk about the book as a whole, you can. If you want to talk about the T-Rex scene here, if you want to talk about the beginning with the compies and, again, Costa Rica, and they're setting everything up. They made like the longer version of the excavation site at the beginning for the introduction for oh my God, is it Allie? What's it's Alan Grant and then whatever she blonde hair wearing she's red and she got I think it's like khakis on. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember the character name. It's just it's escaping me now. But they did a longer scene in the book for that too. Kind of interesting that was too. But yeah, sorry. I'm rambling again. I'll get like a 40-minute video just talking about the whole book here in the future. But I love this T-Rex scene so much. So again, let me know your thoughts if you read the book. If you've seen the movie, give me your thoughts on the movie too. For now, though, I'm out of here. Peace.